Hey everybody, this is Living Dread Girl with Locks, Knots, and Stitches, a fiber arts podcast. And this is episode number 14. I live here in beautiful Rochester, New York with my son/producer, Turbo Joe, 3 dogs, 3 cats, 3 reptiles. I am most active on Instagram as locks_knots_stitches. Best way to contact me is locksnotstitches@gmail.com. And of course, Raverly SparklingWater000. Excuse me. Please don't forget to support your local roller derby. For me, that's Rock City Roller Derby and Flower City Fear. Excuse me again. And please don't forget to support your local yarn shops. For me, that's the Village the Village Yarn and Fiber Shop and the Black Purl. Hey! I'm back! What's up? It's been a minute, right? I know. Bad girl, but I just needed that little break. Nothing against podcasting. I love it. I love watching everyone's podcasts, all the progress, all their ups and downs with everything. But I tried filming it once and it was a little crazy, so I was like, you know what? Just relax, wait until you get your stuff together, you know? And so that's what I did. And so here I am. Yay! Alright, let's start out with top banana stuff. So a couple things. I want to talk about double pointed needles. Of course, that's what I'm primarily using for a lot of round objects. Again, it's a cost thing. They work great. They are fiddly, but I've gotten accustomed to it and it works, you know. Magic loop works beautifully, but again, nicer needles to do that with are expensive, and I'd rather buy all the yarn. So that's just where I'm at right now. I am thinking about getting a interchangeable set that would help out with that. So what else? What? So the crochet hooks I use are Susan Bates. They're the inline cut ones. Again, that's important to me because I like the way it works for me. I can't use the other ones. Most other brands are the other style. I forget what that's called, but the ones I like are inline cut. So let's show you what I mean by that. I don't know if it's focusing. There it is. You see that sharp, whoop, I'm going sideways. So that's what I like, and of course most of those are just about all Susan Bates brand. I'm sure there's some wooden brands that make it like that. I believe the Licka. Everyone's talking about the Licka interchangeable knitting needles. Licka also makes crochet hooks that are similar to that. Excuse me. So that might be something for in the future to invest in. They are made with a different wood base that seemingly is a little bit more smoother than the grapiness of bamboo, but I don't know. I haven't used it, so. But yeah, so let's see what else. I just want to point out another thing about crochet. It doesn't always have holes. No more holes than knitting can have. It depends on the stitch you use. So the assumption that both knitting, and I've heard it more for crochet, but there's a couple people who don't know anything about the fiber arts, and they may not know the difference between crochet and knitting at all. So their assumption is it has holes. It doesn't always. Here's a crochet project that doesn't have holes. This is my coaster. I don't really need to hold it up to the camera, but I mean, so depends on what you're making, how you make it, what stitch you use. You know, everyone's preference is different. So I just wanted to point that out. I think they're both beautiful fiber arts. Alright, on to charity. Oh, let me go over what I'm drinking. Woo, I haven't done this in a while. Of course, you know I'm drinking black coffee, but I threw a couple tea bags in. I'll just put a picture of the coffee. This side, I'll put a picture of the coffee that I'm drinking and the tea. But it's just a basic Sumatra tea, or Sumatra coffee, black. And then I just, see, you can see it's black. I just dropped a couple of tea bags in. The first one is the chai Tazo tea, and then a local supermarket has a brand of products, and I use their white tea. I really like the white tea. So, I like the taste of mixing tea and coffee. Black, no sugar, creams, or anything like that, but it tastes good. So yeah. But yeah, I'll put those pictures up, and you'll see them. Charity. So, well, this is that red yarn I was using for the hats. I have tons of it. So I'm back to making blankets. And I just think about making like little squares or something. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with this, but this is just a basic red yarn. Oh, it's so soft because it's like a wool acrylic cotton one, so it has like all the fibers, and it's washable. So it is ridiculously soft for a cheap yarn. So that's for charity. I'll probably be doing more dog and cat blankets for the local shelters. All right, so FOs. The first FO I left in my truck. It was a hat. Well, it is a hat. I'm gonna put pictures of it right here. It's a pretty cool hat. I'll put the pattern up too. I didn't exactly do it correctly to pattern. I'll have the pattern link down below. It is in last podcast show notes. I didn't do it correctly. So where it said, I think it said cable, is it, however it puts it, cable for front, cable for back, or is it for, however, I did cable 2. So that's where I differed. But I did the 2, but I still did 4 counts regardless. I still did it in 4s so that it worked out with the stitch count given. So it was all good. Turned out beautiful. It even decreased beautiful, so it really worked out nicely, and it came out nicely. So it's not to the pattern. It's wrong. I did it wrong. So I did it consistently wrong. So it looks pretty cool. So yeah. Let's check that off. All right. And then another project I did was for Christmas, and I did the ornaments. I'll put a picture again up here. That's the one I'm picturing is the one I gave to a coworker, the one who got the fingerless mitts and the other mittens. But I did the ornaments, and then I did the washcloths with the nice soaps for Christmas. So you saw the washcloths in the previous podcast. I think they're a great gift. I was looking at how people use them all the time. Someone had some from like 10 years. I'm like, wow. So it's a pretty cool gift idea, whether they respond to it or not. I don't know. Some people just aren't necessarily knit or crochet. But I just have this thing to craft, so I try to keep it small and simple when I do stuff like that, so it's not, so I'm not like, oh, I just put all this work. I did that, and I paid the price for that, so. So yeah, just making sure that, keep it simple, you know. And that's okay. I don't mind that they don't want items because it's all for me anyways. Okay, so the next shawl, or next project, was this I finished. So this is a shawl. Let me just show you what it looks like on real fast. I guess this is a cotton acrylic blend, and it did block out nicely. But I think, so that was my one worry. I know with acrylic you can steam block it. So that's what it looks like on. It's really cute. I like it. So this is, and I'll put the pattern up below and down in the notes. This is the Granny Stripe Virus Shawl pattern. I will get up close. And it was a little fiddly getting the counts correct. But as you can see, the lace edging, that was my own idea. So, this was actually quite fun to crochet. Kind of sad when it was over. I was like, oh, excuse me, I guess I'm done. I just wasn't sure. I have to revisit this pattern because it only wants so many repeats, but this is fingering weight yarn. So, and I think I should have gone up a needle size to get it more drape. So I did this, I think in a 3.75, so maybe a 4.5. I think I did 3.7. I have to double check. Maybe I did 75, but no, I did it in a 3.75. 3.25. So maybe I should have did a 4mm knitting needle. But yeah. I'm very happy with it. So what I want to do is I want to go back over the pattern, kind of refigure out some of the numbers and how to tweak it a bit and change it a bit, and then rewrite it with my lace edging and just make it bigger. I had to stop. I actually made it bigger, more repeats than the pattern called for, but I had to stop because it's getting a little too wonky and it was hard to fake it after a while. So I didn't want to, it took for, the blocking was just rough on this just to get it to look straight and nice. So so the it really needs some looking at, but I want to do it in a wool yarn. So this one I can just wash, and it's cotton, so it's already stretched out, so it's not going to go back, which is great. Still going to put it in a bag so none of these pieces or anything gets caught. But I really want to do it in a fingering weight yarn in a tonal and have the yarn I want to do it in. Not sure about the lace portion yet. I'm sure I could find something that would work great. Actually, I think I have an idea. But I need to revisit the pattern. And kind of figure out the stitch count and how I can tweak it. Maybe I need to do, because it's granny stitch and then your virus shawl, so maybe I need to do a virus shawl. Couple, maybe like double crochet rows, because the granny stitch is double crochet. I don't want to, I feel like if I did a single crochet, it might tighten it up too much. So maybe do a couple rows of double crochet, like, excuse me, even like front posts or back post double crochet, just add a little bit more texture to it. So it's not just plain double crochet, but something. And then maybe add, or well, obviously add the number of stitches I need to correctly get to go up the way it should. So that's something I have to revisit. Alright, so what's the next one I finish? Let me show you my dishcloth. I am so behind on this. This is the Yarn Hoarder year-long dishcloth. I am so behind. I'm trying to catch up. I'm going to have to crochet the rest of these just to catch up, which is fine. I love it. And I'll show you the yarn I'm using in a minute. Well, this yarn, I don't even have the ball band for, but it's all your typical peaches and cream type, or sugars and cream. So it's just your basic dishcloth. So I got 2 out of probably like 5 that I'm supposed to have done right now. Basic patterns, garter stitch. I'll probably do like, so here's some of the yarns I'm going to use. So I can get about 2 out of each. No, I can get 2 out of this one. This is, oh, why are these smaller? Maybe, I don't know. But, so this one is 2 ounces and it's 56 grams. This is 85 grams, so it's bigger and one is smaller, obvious because I was running out of yarn. So I think the bigger one I can get 2 bigger dishcloths out of. So these are the, I should probably tell you what yarns these are. So this one is aloe vera. Come up to you. There you go. Terra firma. That's some weird name. It's pretty cool color. Then I think I showed you this one before. I just had extras of this one. So this is psychedelic. This is what I made the my friend's toe stops cover out of with the nylon thread. So, alright, and then so for my next project, my next finished object, I should say, I did the My Sister Shawl make along, mystery knit along, and let me tell you about the project. So here it is, from the Cozy Up, is it Cozy Up Sisters? Stitch and Sisters. Cozy Up Knits, that's it. So the yarns I use, ooh, my pockets is messed up. Not dressed well for this podcast, y'all. Oh goodness, goodness gracious. I'm trying to be all comfy and, alright. So you have to have 2 solids or tonals and a speckled or variegated. Well, I did this very last minute, so I got commercial sock yarn. And so, and I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, so I got this. It's grape soda. And it's Lion brand. And it's just 75% wool, 25% nylon. So I'm assuming it's like whatever wool is left in the factory. I had a little bit left, and I'll show you on the shawl that I had to go out and buy more of this. And I have like almost a full ball of this. I didn't need much. So then the next one was this one, and this is, I have to weigh these out once I get a scale in my, once I get a battery in my scale, and I'll put that on my Ravelry. Wool nylon blend, super fine, 100 grams, 438 yards. And this is Snow Cone. Okay, and then I bought 3 balls of this as my variegated, and this is Peyton's Croy sock, and so each ball is about, well, each ball is 50 grams, 166 yards. So I used up the first ball, used up half of this. When I get another battery for my scale, I'll measure it out and finish up all the notes on my Ravelry page. So that's what it looks like. It barber poles, and it looks really nice. Alright. Actually, I'll stay standing. And I just put all my ball bands in this plastic, these little plastic bags, because I lose them, so. Very important. So, but what happened, yeah, I told you, so I had to buy 2 of these. But the rest of them all worked out. I knew I had to buy several of these. I wasn't sure how much, so I bought 3. Well, I had 1, so I bought 2 more just in case. I'm going to put my pattern back in. The last bit of the pattern. And I will put that in my pattern collection now. And I will get to the piece of de resistance. And I did not do the garter. If you notice, my camera's askew, so I apologize. I did not do the, was it the garter hack? I just did the regular seam stitch. Just fine. Alright, so here it is. And for the most part, I loved working on this. But my gauge is wonky because the gauge, it's a mystery knit along, and the gauge swatch was in garter. Very much a tight garter knitter. When it comes to lace, I had to loosen up. I think part of it was I just didn't have the needles, and I just kept making a yarn over, so I loosened up my gauge a bit. So it's a little wonky. Took a little extra blocking out, but I mean, it is just gorgeous. And I'll show you up close. So that's my lacy zags. That came out beautiful. not sure I can hold it up really good. My broken seed stitch. So this was great. It blocked out beautifully. I just used Woolite. And how do I wear it? Well, this thing is huge. I can wear it like this, a babushka. I have no clue how to wear this thing. I'm still getting into shawls, so. This was definitely a fun knit. Even if you don't like the way it turned out, it was a great knit. I love the way it turned out. I'm not exactly sure. And there you go. It's really cozy and warm. So yay! It's my first mystery knit along, so it was great. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. I really did. So, really happy I did that. Alright. Let me take this off because unfortunately we're upstairs and it's going to get hot. I have a window open. It's like, it's really cold out. I can tell you how. I turned the heat down and it's cold downstairs, but it gets really hot up here. It's 16 degrees outside. So, old houses, you know. Excuse me. Alright, so I would definitely knit that again. Excuse me. Ooh, I apologize, my camera is askew, it's bugging me a little bit. So we'll put those back. Alrighty. Hot mess of notes here. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you that I made. That I did not leave over here. I left over there. I'll insert pictures of these needle holders I made. It's just a cheaper black plastic PVC pipe with the, I believe they're the things you put on the bottom of your chair or table, I don't know, legs, so it's either smoother on the floor, it doesn't scratch the floor. And I just poke holes in those so there's a rubber and you just slip your needles in. Works out great. So I'll just insert that right here. Okay. Whips. Where do we start? Let's start with gloves. So, coworker at work wanted some gloves and said she was making me a hat. So she's a crocheter. So I was like, sure. She's making me a Viking hat. And so I decided to make her some gloves. So one is done. So it's a half object, right? The other one is started. So many ends, it's hard to, I can't get my hand in to show you. Alright, there we go. I haven't like woven the ends yet, so it's a little wonky. But this is single crochet. These are, this is a cotton acrylic blend, and it's just convertible. And I'll get up close so you can see. Still have a stitch marker there so I can make the other one. This is not a pattern. Online, I just kind of whipped it up as I went. So that's why I haven't quite woven an ends, because I'm just want to make sure I get the next. I'm using them as my, to help me count and where I left off at. So there you go. So the yarn I use, excuse me, is this is fingering weight, so I'm using 2 balls at a time. And this is Gray Slate Cotton Fair. And so this is number 2 fingering weight. So I was wondering about the other stuff I use, the super fine. I don't know. It's really super fine. I think if I had used this for the Sister Shawl long, it would have been a lot bigger. Which I might reknit it in this, because this I like because it's washable, and that's just gorgeous. Something that gorgeous can be worn all the time. I think it should be made like twice. I like making things twice, like one in a washable and one more, in my world, fancier. But anyway, so this is the Cotton Fair. It's number 2 fine fingering weight. It's 100 grams at 317 yards, and it's 52% cotton, 48% acrylic. And it blocks out nicely. So, and the purple is lavender, same brand. Oh, the brand is Premier Yarns. So it's a nice commercial acrylic blend. And this is, I started the cuff. So, and I'm using a number 5 millimeter crochet hook. Excuse me. Next one, which I've not made a ton of progress on at all. Oops, dropping the yarn. Is my son's socks. Ooh, didn't want to see it. So he didn't want, this is about as long as the cuff he wanted, or cuff leg. He didn't really care about this cuff piece, so it's not that long. And I started to heel flap, so I'm doing the heel flap and gusset. I have the Fish Lips Kiss heel pattern, and I will learn that shortly, but I thought I'd go with something I know for now. The yarn is Patton's Croy Sock FX, and this is Cascade colors, and these are 75-25 wool nylon 50-gram balls. So, and then for the heel, cuff, and toes, it's just this, which I caked up. I don't want to pull it right now. And this is Serenity Sock Weight yarn. Now this one is a super fine, and these are super fines. Yeah. Okay. And this is 50% superwash merino, 25% rayon made from bamboo, and 25% nylon. Not sure what that means for sturdiness, but it is what it is, right? And this is Premier Yarns, Deborah Norville collection, and this is navy. So it's not looking really navy to me, but it matches this really well that it just, I don't even care. So that's his sock I eventually have to get done. So bad. Alright. Some more stuff I gotta show you. So the blankets, I made a little bit more progress, like that big purple, and I'll just show it to you. Not that I want to, but I put 2 more balls of yarn on it, as you can see. There you can. So at least 2 more. 1, 2. So it's getting bigger. These aren't perfect stripes, I'm just using a ball of yarn. So you can see that it ends. And this is just double crochet. I just want a simple blanket to make. But sometimes I have a hard time using the bigger yarns. Then the other blanket I haven't made a little bit of progress on. Done some work on it. I guess it's worth showing. I'm not sure from where to where. I think there's quite a bit because I didn't. Stitch marker might be wrong because I moved it at one point, thinking that I podcasted when I didn't. And this is corner to corner. Alright, so then let me show you. So I did the blankets. I'm a little caught here. Alright. So this sweater, and the yarns are in my last podcast. Not going to go over too much. Can't remember what I showed, so just going to kind of take everything out here. Make sure I'm still recording. Okay. So this is the front. Or no, this is the back. It's the front of the back. This is the right side. This is the front. Look at that beautiful cable pattern. Alright, and then let me see. Alright, this is sleeve number 1. So it's gonna, I'll put it together and show you how it's gonna go together. So it's a drop shoulder. That's sleeve 1. And I have to finish up sleeve 2. And it says I'm supposed to, here I'll show you the pattern, mattress stitch it together, and then block it and then mattress stitch it, but I want the colors to match up, so I have like, and I'll block it. I don't know, I'm weird. It is a free pattern, I believe. Yeah, it's a free pattern. It promotes Marley Bird's new yarns, Sheepy Chic. I did not obviously use it, but here is a picture of it. And they're just using solid colors, so I did take notes, and I will put it on Ravelry how I striped all my colors in. What is this called? It's called the Entangled Chic Cable Sweater. I don't know if that's the front page. Oh, that's page 7 of 7. It's all mixed up, so I've got notes everywhere on the backs of these. So, more notes that you probably don't understand. Here's the front page. I should probably put this in a holder, but I didn't. But there you go. So I'm almost done with it. So you know what? I better be done by next podcast with this. For real, y'all. Because look, I just got to, like, look how much I got to finish on that sleeve. I mean, that's ridiculous. Just, that's ridiculous. And then I just got to do the collar. So it's just, oh, I was going to show you how I'm just going to hold up the front and do it. So it's going to look something like this. I think I'm going to put a few more rows on these shoulder pieces. But that's essentially how it's going to look. So. And again, the yarns are in my other, I'll put that in the show notes below because it's a lot of yarns, but it's looking good. So I just want to say crochet is beautiful. I'm so excited about that sweater. But I'm not sure how I feel about pullover sweaters. I think I want more cardigans. So with that said, and I will go over some of these bags and stuff. I'll go over it later. So I just want to kind of stay on track. So the next one I'm making is this one is no pattern, just going along. It's going to be a shrug. What do you call it? A shrug cardigan. So I'm going to make the shrug, and then I'm going to add sleeves, a bottom cuff, which I might do short row shaping because of how the shrug may fall. I may not need to, but I might, just to maybe lengthen the back part a little bit. So I don't know. I have to see how it's going to lay. Never made one before. And then, so I'm going to add the sleeves, or lengthen the sleeves, you know, the cuffs. And then put a gorgeous shawl collar on it, which I think, not sure how the collar's going to go, and then put one large button on it, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but here we go. So this is, I haven't started much, but I got it started. So it's a cable pattern, obviously. It's bigger than I thought it would be. But anyways, whatever. So I found the stitch pattern on YouTube, and I tried doing it her way, and I didn't like it. I was like, I gave up. I was like, ooh, so mad. And then I was like, I'm just going to do this regular, just double crochet. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then I just changed it up. So I'm not sure how to explain it, but not exactly sure how to explain it, but I'll try and figure it out and get it up on Ravelry. So it's going to go this, I'm bad at chaining and figuring out the length. It's a little large. It's supposed to go this way. Maybe it will go this way because it's pretty big, right? Because the shrug goes up to your arm, and this is, so maybe it's going to go this way, and so I thought it was going to go this way, and I was going to go across. I don't know. It's going to be huge either way. That was the idea. This would be like a cocoon one, but looking at it, I think I already have my length. As you can see, can't get it straight. So, I don't know. but I like this. It's beautiful. And this is Peyton's Croy. Let me grab one of these. It's one of my favorites, classic wool worsted. It's called a 4 medium, and this is Jade Heather. And these are 100-gram balls, and it's 100% pure new wool. And these are about 210 yards, so. And I'm doing this with a 6mm crochet hook. A while back I had swatched for sweaters in these yarns because I wanted to make a sweater. And I found like around a 6mm crochet hook worked best for me versus the 5mm or 6.5. So I'm using this 6mm. It's coming out great. So I just started that because, you know, you need to. And then I wanted something that could be thrown in the wash. I can wear every day. I can kind of take with me and throw around. So I got some commercial yarn. Oh, I'm all tangled. I tried to make a center pull, and it was just a hot mess. I don't know why it is, but I pulled out a whole janky bit, which is bigger than this from the center, which is almost gone, so I've almost used up, but it gets tangled and everything. So I'm using Karen 1 pound, and this is 812 yards, and it's a 4 medium. It's 100% acrylic. First time really using this 1 pound yarn. So yeah. And this, oh, the color is like some type of gray. Medium gray mix. Okie dokie pokey. And I thought this would be great because then I was going to mix it with this. If you remember, this I was going to throw it away. So this I was going to throw away. I was going to mix it with this as accent. So I'll figure it out, and I'm just going to use it up and use up these yarns. This is not the hook. So for this one though, I'm using a 5mm crochet hook because I want a much tighter than when I do these swatches. So I wanted a much tighter feel to the fabric. So much. I did a little short row shaping, which this is the top part, which I'm going to attach the collar to. This is the back of the, so it's going to be a cardigan. And so again, this, you won't see this bump after I put the top on, but I see I got rid of the bump at the bottom. So this is where I'm at, and right now I'm just increasing. So actually I'm going this way. So I'm increasing, and then I'm going to start the shoulder and arm shaping shortly after. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not using any pattern. I'm just going off basically gauge. And that's it. And just single crochet gauge, and that's it. Nothing special. I'll probably do I was thinking about doing the front post, back post double crochet, but like do front post, back post, back post, front post, that type of pattern. Or, yeah, that type of pattern, so it's reversible on the collar, and just do that on the arms and in the pockets. I'm not sure what I want to do. Those I might do extended crochet and put a cute cable on. But yeah, I thought that, so I started that. I don't have a bag to put that in yet, but I will show you. some stuff. I think that is it. So that'll be my plain cardigan. Alright, so stuff that's in hibernation is that flax sweater, the one blanket, the one pair of socks I had trouble with. Those just might get thrown away. I just might start over. My painting and my sewing, and my shawl. The one shawl I was working on, a crochet shawl. So those are the things that are in hibernation, so we'll see. Alright, so what is next in my life? I'm thinking I want to do a brioche hat. That was my thinking, but now I'm going to do something else. Oh, let me go back to stash enhancement. So, as you can see, when I brought this out for Christmas, my son got me 8 balls of this, so that was nice. So that's why I was making the sweater. I'm going to put that. And then we'll start with okay, so these were I got at the trunk show. I had saved up like crazy for these. Well, this wasn't part of the trunk show, but I got it. It's cotton. It's absolutely gorgeous. I want to make a shawl out of it. This is organic cotton. It's 315 yards. And this is made by, oh my god, I can't read it. So, this is the Marsala, and I will show that to you. Oh, there it is. I did move the lights back. It's really pretty. So I got 2 hanks of those. And then, so this is at the Shirsty Cat trunk show back in December. Sure, we'll go with that. And this is 75. So these are all, oh, let me push that one out the way. These are all 75, 25 BFL, superwash, and these are 464 yards, 100 grams. So the first one, I can't read it, so there you go. These might be my fancy socks. The second one, it's River Spirit. I think it's beautiful. And this is Goblin City. I like her color style. This is Garden of Good and Evil. And then the next one is, this is a just worsted 100% superwash merino, 220 yards, 100 grams. This is a worsted. I wanted to make a cowl out of it, I think. And this is Song of Autumn. Or I might add these to one of the sweaters I make. So I like these, and now that I have a bunch of these, I'm good for a while. So I'm trying to find a sock yarn, or not sock yarn, just some what's it called? Basic yarn. So your basic colors, and I kind of like the Paytons, but they don't have a sock yarn that's kind of like this. But this is Holiday Yarns. They had a trunk show too. And this is, so this is a fingering sock. This is only 400 yards. And this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And I think that's the colorway. And then the next one is same thing, and it's Captain Jack. Alright, and then I am going to partake in this, which I have not started yet, and I'm so late in starting it. It's the Mystery She Wrote Brioche Shawl. And these are my 3 colors that I'm using. First one is Spun Right Round, and it's 80/20 Superwash. And this is Pistachio Seahorse, so this has a little bit less yardage than Shirsty Cat. Well, this is Merino, not the BFL, so that makes a difference. So these are the BFL, so they have about 64 more yards. I like the BFL though. It's so stimulating being your hat. And that's this one. And then this one, the snowberry smell, I don't know, whatever that says. It's really pretty. So eventually I'm going to get started on that. Maybe. I've not even wound those up yet. So that's probably like the last of my yarn haul for like ever in that. But that's alright. So part of that one cabled cardigan I wanted to dye this, and I lost my ball tag, but it's just Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool, and it's in the natural, it's not bleach white. And so I want to dye this. I need to clean it off, everything's getting into it. I want to dye it, shoot, what color was it? I wasn't sure actual color. What am I thinking about that? I want to dye it, and food coloring. A friend of mine showed me how. Oh, and so a lot of this was like holiday and birthday money satchel. More birthday or holiday was I got the knit picks. What do you call that? Knit picks gift card. So I got this needle, so that's with a cord. I got some roving, a Turkish spindle that I'm learning how to use, someone was showing me, and then just some random stuff. I think I want to do a shawl again. This is lace weight silk. Don't know what the name. It's Luminous. I don't know. Hand painted. Is there a color? Oh, I think the Luminous is the color. And then I got a gradient set from Knit Picks and the alpaca lace weight as well. Try to hold that up for you. As you can see, so that's 6. That just came in a package, so that's pretty cool. So I think I'm going to make some type of shawl out of it. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'll be spinning. So on to what's next is I will be learning to spin and dye. And I'm going to be using food coloring, so And then, so I said spinning. So I was going to do a brioche hat, but instead, obviously, I'm going to do the brioche shawl. Now, and then the bullet journal, I actually started, obviously. So I'll show you a little bit. This is just a Michaels brand bullet journal, and it's the dot paper, and I put a little washi tape and some stickers on it. So obviously it's my first time doing it, so I'm just starting off. I have my index. So there's an index page, so let me just show you. I might have to go. Oh, there you go. So it's dot paper. So I did all my months ahead of time, so I can start drawing and whatnot. But some of the things I did birthdays, a year at a glance, TVs and movies I want to see or am watching, some 2018 goals. And then I just put any notes I want to put on here. So I changed up my calendar as I went. This is memories and getting my goals. And again, I just start with this page of reminders, birthdays, events. I don't know how redundant that can be, but it is what it is. So again, and then I started off leaving this part. But again, I'll show you a little bit more further on. So as you can see, I did that. Let me see if I can find another one for you. So this is November. And again, I just left that. That's December. I have a bunch of stickers. And this is my memories page continued. I'm getting my goals continued. And then I have my work. Time off. So I have my sick time, my vacation time, my discretionary, and then days I may have switched my work schedule. And I'm using some of the paper as drawing, designing a shawl I want to design. I'm charting my projects in here. So it's continued on. And then my roller derby head and sewing, so I'm keeping track of what people are doing. This was a meeting we had. So I just extended that over to this page. This page is just writing down some ideas for a poster I want to design for roller derby, and I think we end there. So the rest of this is just free paper, so as I go I add to this, so hoping. And I just keep that in here with a bunch of washi tape and all the little things you need. I don't have a lot of washi tape, not too into it, but some of it's nice. And all my markers and colored pencils and all. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to start spinning. And I do want more basic yarns. Like, obviously, this is the worsted. I found a DK. So now I'm looking for more fingering basic yarns. So, excuse me. Hopefully, I will find something I like that I can use all the time. Be nice to find a BFL. And some of them I do not want superwash, so that's something. Some of the things I want to learn is origami, more paper. I want to do more paper arts, period. Obviously, lace work, which I did on that, so I've been doing my lace work, both crochet and knitting, so that's been a lot of fun. So yeah, that's been my life in a nutshell. The animals are doing good. Yeah. My snake's getting a little too big for his hide. I will put the picture right here, so we gotta get him another hide. And yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see. Anything else I wanted to do this year? Yeah, no, just a lot more stuff. Hopefully I get a lot more done this year. Hopefully I get more socks done. I'll show you the box. I know it's February, so you guys, it's February. Here's my box I want to use for the box of socks. It's just a cheap box. A couple of bags I got at the dollar store. These are pretty nice. I should just put snaps on them and call them a day, which is really great for projects. I've been buying a lot of these bags from Walmart for about $3. They're great. And then I got, so these are like $10 at Michael's, which are coupon. It's about $5. So there's this one. That's a zipper. And then this one, that's a drawstring that I got my pins on. And then I use this one. I like this one too. This is a $5 bag at Walmart. It's pretty hefty. It's a, what's it called? It's a tool bag for tools. So yeah. So, you know, can't afford it, all the fancy things, but you know. Excuse me. So yeah, that's about it. So, welcome to 2018, and this is my yarn journey. So, oh, one thing I didn't mention was I just want to say thank you to all my new viewers, all my returning viewers. Your love and support is super, super appreciated. I love it. Yeah, I just want to crochet and make and knit all the things and try all the new things, paper crafts, bullet journaling, spinning, hand dyeing. A lot of these things are not for business purposes, but it's just kind of fun. Like, I'm going to make this sweater and I can make the shawl part like my own colorway, which is great. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah. Yeah. So I just hope you guys can do whatever you can to stay positive, be positive, no matter your situation. You know what? It's things are always going to be down, but we can do things to lift ourselves up. So I do that by yarn. So yay! So thanks everybody. I love you. You're great, and happy yarning. Bye.